On the card is between Wahid, known as Fat, who's from the Oliver Harrison Club in Manchester, and he'll be fighting Roger Van Heyden. Fat in the red shorts from Manchester, Roger Van Heyden in the yellow shorts from the Madeira camp in Amsterdam. I think Roger has a slight height advantage here, so we'll see how he makes use of that tonight.
Yeah, he should work behind his front kick and his jab, keeping distance from Fat. I know Fat likes to get in close, and he's a very good fighter. He is in fact the current British champion at his weight.
I think Fat will really want to do well tonight because he has an army of supporters here with him tonight, so he'll really want to do well. In fact, when I spoke to him earlier, he told me that the last time he fought a man from Holland, he broke his jaw, so that will be at the back of his mind, but he needs to put that to one side and get on with the job of breaking through this man's defense. He looks to be a fairly awkward customer, this guy.
Yes, he looks very gangly, long legs, long arms. Fat is going to have his work cut out trying to get through this guy's defense because there's such a big reach advantage.
I think because of that reach advantage, I think Fat needs to perhaps getting close, because if he keeps things at a distance, I think Roger Van Heyden will have a definite advantage. But we'll see how the fight transpires. This is the first round, so both men will be feeling each other out now.
Yeah, already the Dutch guy looks to have very good technique. He might look gangly and unsightly, but he's showing quite a bit of skill with his long-range kicks and his punching ability.
I think Fat is perhaps doing the right thing. He's hitting and he's moving. He's using the ring very well. He's allowing his man to come forward onto kicks and punches. He attacks and he steps back, of course, which may be how this fight will go. There's a good punch-kick combination from Fat. I think Roger Van Heyden has not had time to work out Fat's style, and Fat seems to be gaining the upper hand at the end of this first round.
Yeah, I think he did gain the upper hand to that first round, but I'd still mark that one even because the Dutch guy gave a good bit of work during the first minute.
Fat, of course, is the British champion. He's been the British champion for the past 2 years. He's been training at the Oliver Harrison camp in Manchester for 4 years, and he told me earlier that his favourite technique was the jab and the low kick. I also spoke to Roger, and he told me that he had no favourite kick or punch. He sees himself more as an all-rounder. There's a good spinning back fist from Fat. It goes into the side of the face of Roger Van Heyden, but he takes it very well. And he comes back with some punches and knees of his own. As they go into the clinch now, they'll be trying to put the knee in and trying to throw their opponent. These are specific techniques, of course, and it's all part and parcel of Thai boxing. This contest coming from the $1 Million Club in Wolverhampton. There's very little difference in their weight, although there is some difference in their size, of course, but they're both scaled 67 kilograms, so there's no weight advantage in this one. I think again in this contest, as in the last contest, we're seeing some very good low kicks. Do you think that we're beginning to favour the low kick in this country?
Yeah, it's a fairly easy technique to perform. Puts you at very little risk because you can still cover your head and guard with your fist while pushing to the leg.
This is the third round now. I make Fat to be the clear winner of the first 2 rounds, but I could be wrong, of course. I'm not judging this contest. It'll all be down to the judges in the end. I think that he's used the hands and feet combination, and there he's just shown it again. 1-2 followed by the low kick. Roger van Heyden don't seem to have worked out Fatz's style at all, and he can't seem to make any impression on Fatz's defence. Oh, having said that, there was a right punch which got through the guard and puts Fats down. The count, he looks to be okay though, and he jumps up, looks over to his corner to tell them that he's okay. Taking deep breaths. I don't think he's been hurt by that.
No, I think it just stunned him and put him on his backside for a minute. He jumped up fairly quickly, straight onto the ball with his feet from the floor, so he couldn't have been affected at all, but I think it just stunned him.
Got lots of support here tonight. This goes down again. I think that was more of a push than a punch. I think he's just having a rest there. I didn't see any techniques going, but he's been given the mandatory count.
No, if he's taking a rest, Rupert, it'll work against him because the referee's counted him and the judges will score that.
Maybe he's saving his energy for the last couple of rounds. But the techniques are very good indeed. The 1-2 punch combination followed by the low kick dictating this contest so far. Fats, the Brit, in the red shorts. Roger van Heyden from Holland in the yellow shorts. If you've just joined us, you're watching Cable 7 Sports coverage of the Great Britain versus Holland Thai boxing contest from the $1 Million Club in Wolverhampton. Fourth round. Both men will be wanting to step up the pace a little bit. If you were in Roger's corner, Steve, what would you be telling him now?
Well, he's fighting a very good fight. I think the game plan has been settled already. Fat seems to be moving and countering and punching on the move while Roger's pressing forward and trying to exert his pressure. I'd be quite happy with the way the Dutch fighter's fighting if I was in his corner at the moment, because I have him slightly ahead on my card.
Well, I think I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one. I think Fats is clearly winning that in my book, but we'll wait and see, of course. I think his techniques have been very good. I think he's much more technical than the Dutchman. I think the Dutchman has a very awkward style, but I think Fats has sorted it out. Look, there are very good combinations there from Fats, which the Dutchman has no answer to. And I think he's been dictating this contest. Very well trained, of course. Both men are extremely fit, and Thai boxers are amongst the fittest athletes in the world. This contest being greatly appreciated by this crowd here tonight. We're being treated to some very good international Thai boxing here. Not often seen in this country. I think we're seeing some of the future here, Steve, because Thai boxing is, of course, the fastest growing sport, and it is a sport for the year 2000. There's a good jumping right hand punch from Fats there. End of the fourth. This is the final round. Both men again look to be evenly matched, and of course they are in terms of record. Noor Wahid, known as Fats, has had 14 wins and 2 losses and 1 draw, and Roger van Heyden has had 15 wins. So they're very, very close in terms of record, and that shows tonight, but I'll put my money on Fats, who I believe is performing better and scoring most with his technique. But I'm taking nothing away from the Dutchman. He's come here to fight this evening, and he's showing a lot of skill and courage.
Yeah, Fat seems to be coming back in these latter 2 rounds. He's not running and trying to counter as he was in the previous 3. He's standing his ground more and letting the Dutchman walk onto his own technique.
I think what I've been impressed by tonight, Steve, is the quality of the low kicking. They've been clean, they've been hard, there's nothing half-hearted about these kicks. We can hear them from the side of the ring, and you wonder sometimes how these boxers can take these kicks. But of course, they're very well conditioned, and they're very highly trained, so they can take these kicks, of course.
Yeah, both men in very good physical condition. You can see, you're just looking at the stomach muscles protruding there. They've both worked very hard on preparing for this fight. Yeah, and it's an excellent fight, this one. Very, very close.
Wahid supporters urging him on, as I think they're sensing a victory for him in this last round, this international contest between Great Britain and Holland. Wahid would have been heartened because the first contest was taken by Paul Hamilton of Great Britain. He fought Paul Engelsman. And there's a bell to signal the end of the fifth and final round. And I think the referee, yes, the referees have scored Wahid to be the winner. And I think Roger van Heijden looks a little bit disappointed. And Fat, as he's known, is doing a victory dance.